Welcome everyone to a very, very, very special Drink While You Think. Matthew doesn't even know why, but that's okay. He'll soon.
I know. I've got this blank look on my face.
He'll soon find out. We're your hosts, Kenji and Matthew. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
I was looking back a year ago. We did New Year's resolutions
Oh, shit.
with with our buddy Trevor McCandless. And
Oh, no.
I had 10 resolutions and they were kind of joking around. Some of them were, and you guys were supposed to pick whether or not they should be on my resolution list. And so we're not going to go through all those because it's not that fun, but you know what resolution number 10 was?
What?
I said, my resolution is going to be that I'm going to grow back my mustache in 2021. And you guys both had to vote on whether I should do it or not. And I pulled up.
Pretty sure I knew my vote.
You were voting no. You're like, no. And Trevor was saying, yeah, do it. So that is not the reason I kept this stupid thing, but I thought it was kind of humorous. That's how we kicked off our year. So at least I checked that off, I guess.
And just to be fair, like you and I are very facially hair challenged. Like,
very,
dude, I'm saying in person, the mustache actually looks good, dude. Like it's a full mustache. It came in. So that I'm not trying to toot your own horn, but that's a good time to take your camera off.
Yeah, I was gonna say my camera actually goes off. My camera decided to fail on me. That like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I think my camera decided that it didn't like my mustache.
Yeah, I think you have to stop and. Oh, there you go. I had you back for a second.
Okay, let me see. I had to kind of read.
Oh, there you are. So there's the mustache, everybody.
Okay.
For Kenji and me, that is a solid mustache. I've never been able to get a mustache that solid in my life.
You can go back and look at an old episode back in 2020. You can see Wayne May, right? Yeah, I think it's 2020.
Oh, I have never seen Wayne May without a mustache.
That's a real mustache, people. That's a real mustache.
My mother has never seen Wayne May without a mustache. So
my dad, when we were with my dad and my parents over Christmas, we talked about I think he was 50 when he shaved his off, and it freaked all of us out. Like we were like, as kids, kind of freaked out. So he hasn't had one since, but he had a very Wayne May mustache, but he shaved it off, I guess, 25 years ago. So yeah. Anyway, tell me what you're drinking. Let's talk about what we're drinking. I'm going to tell you what we're up to today.
Yep. Okay. I'm going with a local brewery today. I told you before we started, but I've been on a weight loss kick, so I've had these two beers for this one and next episode and the thing for like a month. So I'm really excited about this and I've showed my discipline. So this is a 3 Taverns Cocoa Cafe. So it's a stout, which is right. That's right. But it says vanilla, cinnamon, and yeah, and it's got to have a chocolate hint, right? So
it's got to. I bet you that'll have more chocolate than you think in it. So
8%er, a tall boy, my first beer in a long time. So
woo, I like it. Okay. I'm not ready. So mine, I'm going opposite direction. Again, I always look for something unique that I had in the fridge. This one is called the Bow Girl Pilsner. You Bow Girl. I'm not afraid of, all that. This is a Pilsner out of Tivoli. Cheers, dude.
Cheers. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Let me see. So, okay. Oh yeah, got to do my fancy pour. You know me. Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah. Anything from the pastry stout series is going to be okay by me.
Okay. Well, here's why this is a special episode. We're doing something new. I didn't want to do resolutions all over again, but here's what we're doing. I want to welcome you, Matthew, to the Drinkies.
The Drinkies?
The Drinkies. Yes.
Are these like the awards?
The awards. The 2021 awards.
The 2021 Drinkies. Okay.
Drinkies, 2021 Drinkies. Okay. I'm going to tell you the categories and I'm going to go through them. I've already put them all together. You can come in, you can debate me on them. You can whatever on them, whatever. But I've kind of gone through them. So here are our categories.
Do I get to pick a winner with you? Or like,
No, but
are there like
I picked
nominees?
one. I picked one, but you can go ahead and just be like, that's ridiculous. I think this one or whatever. So
Okay.
otherwise, it's just going to get too chaotic, I felt. So we'll see. Here are the
Okay.
categories.
Okay.
Best beer,
Best beer. Okay.
worst beer,
Worst beer.
most viewed episode. That one's nothing to debate. It just is what it is.
Yep.
Most unique episode,
Okay.
craziest story of the year. I'm also
Great.
I'm also calling that the "We Can't Make This Shit Up" award.
Okay.
There's one that's called the Most Matthew Award.
The most Matthew award. Oh gosh.
And then we
Scarana's got to be in the running for that.
then we wrap it up with our favorite guest award.
Favorite guest. Okay.
So those are the awards. Okay, you ready to go through them?
Yep. Okay. And this is just for 2021 or
This is
all time
2021.
since we've
Yeah,
never
just
done
2021. I kept
2021.
it.
Okay.
So I looked back through all of our episodes, all of our beers, and everything. And here's what I had on beers. Some of this is based on actual hard data.
Okay.
Some of it's, a little bit subjective, but I'm going to give a runner-up. First runner-up was the Black Stack Brewing Staying Current Imperial IPA. So this is second place. This is our runner-up.
Okay.
That's a great beer. Cheers to folks at Black Stack. That was part of, remember when we had our sponsorship?
Oh yeah, that's when the guys at Chargeover sent us.
Brian from Chargeover hooked us up. We had all these
That's
great. In fact, Black Stack. Look back.
It's a Minnesota brewer.
Minnesota brewer. Black Stack Brewing was probably our favorite brewer. We had a bunch of really good ones from there. And so there was a Staying Current Imperial IPA. I really liked it. I gave it a 4.5. That's a big number for me as a 4.5. But that was not our winner.
Okay.
Our winner actually was, so congratulations on the best beer of 2021 on Drink While You Think. The Drinky goes to Westbrook Brewing, the Mexican Cake Imperial Stout. Do you remember this one?
I'm a little biased on that one.
Yeah, well, partly I had to look through this because you're very biased on all these. So I had to kind of do some
adjustments. Yeah.
Adjustments. However, do you remember what's unique about this beer?
No.
A guest brought it on too, unknowingly that you already had it.
Oh, who brought it on?
Scarano.
Scarano brought it on.
So
The
you
most
drank
Matthew
it
thing
when
we do.
he was all excited to bring it on. He's like, "This is great." He loved it, and he said, "Matthew just drank this same beer last episode." So both of you guys gave it a 4.75. So therefore, the Westbrook Brewing Mexican Cake Imperial Stout is definitely got to be our winner of the year, since two different people gave it a 4.75. That congratulations to Westbrook.
Westbrook Brewing.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
you and Scott were both very excited to have that one.
That's exciting, dude. Okay. So what's the next category? Worst
beer. Then we're going to start getting out of the beer categories and start.
There were some bad beers this year too.
There were some bad ones. I mean, there's some ones. We're pretty generous in our rankings. I think we're pretty nice in those, and we also kind of pick we try to pick things that we think are going to be pretty good. In the runner-up spot, this is one I believe that you drank. You may not even remember it, but it was the Sycamore Brewing Southern Girl. You gave it a 3.25. I mean, and you were not.
I'm not feeling that one.
Just a few episodes ago, you were not real happy with that. You're just like, it was just very meh. That's a low score for you.
I think I didn't finish it.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Wow.
Like that's how bad that. I can't remember if that was the one or the one that won it was. So what was the winner?
The winner was this. Also came from Black Stack Brewing.
Oh yeah, we had
great, and it was the Great Black Stack Bake Off Blackberry French Toast.
Oh yeah, okay.
That was
both of us.
Super weird. Like
just too much stuff going on. I thought I was gonna like it because I love French toast, and then I had so happy
We were
expectations.
so confused.
It just dropped all over the. Yeah,
it was not.
That's a great
And
winner.
again, I just want to shout out to Black Stack. I liked it there, and we drank. I had five or six of their beers. That was by far our lowest, but like they're experimental. They are trying some stuff, man. They are getting out there. I like that. Just that beer. I don't know if we got all the way through that beer. That was so strange.
Yeah.
Maybe we just have limited palates or something, but that's okay. They were still runner up for best beer, and we were happy that they were part of our sponsorship. But man, the Blackberry Friend says, okay, away from the beer for now.
I'm dying to know what our top episode was last year.
So we had a lot of, we did pretty well. We're getting above the threshold of where it's just you, me. Actually, you and I don't even watch the episodes, where it's our moms watching them, and then the marketing team, poor Mary Margaret, who's having to edit it along with Lisa or whoever else. They're getting a few clicks, I guess. But our runner-up for the second most watched episode was our 8-figure firm episode.
Okay.
So that one was.
Is that clickbait? Is that kind of the clickbait title?
I think that's a clickbait. I think that we're like, because, we've done the acquisitions, we talked to somewhere in, I remember thinking to myself, like, I was a little bit kind of embarrassed. I don't know, embarrassed with the marketing team. Like they picked that up. Like we never tell them what title to put in there. And they just picked up, they look for headlines, and they should. And they're like, oh, the 8-figure, we're like, man, they picked that out. I'm like, well, I guess if we said it, right, it's the truth. Like, it's there. But
well, I think that was after Jetpack Workflow
picked up. That's too. Right.
Yeah, like our revenue, like out of the we just talked for an hour, and like the big headline is like our revenue, and I was like,
yeah, we mentioned like that. We've mentioned that like one place, like in one spot, it just kind of ripples through, and I think it has that clickbait. But the winner for the Drinky for the most viewed episode, and as it should probably be, was the merge episode with Patty and Scott. That was our most viewed episode. So that's cool.
Great.
That's cool.
Cheers to that. I kind of like that.
Cool.
I like it.
That was a great episode, just talking through that. I've heard other people come talk to me like, oh, it was really fun hearing like the insider scoop on how that came together. Because I think we tried pretty hard on that one, like to give people a sense of like how it worked behind the scenes and things like that, just so other firm owners could kind of think about it. So that's cool. That's our top viewed. So
yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, not bad, huh?
Yep.
Okay. So we're through with 3 of these now. Our next award,
the Drinkies,
for the Drinkies, is our most unique episode. So now we're getting into very subjective things here, right? Just very unique episodes. And so you didn't have the benefit of going back and looking at these like I did. But I was trying to go for something like just a weird, like, oh, that's kind of out there, different kind of thing. And so I came up with our runner-up, which I think is a really cool episode, actually very cool episode, because our runner-up was the Drink While You Think earmark collaboration episode. That was cool, like, right? How often do you do that kind of collab thing? I think we got to be on the earmark
podcast. Oh, I did get, just for the record, if anybody needs CPE, I totally got an hour of CPE for that.
I did too, even though I don't need it since I'm inactive, but I missed one of the questions.
I missed one of the questions too. I don't remember which one I missed. So that's pretty funny. I was like, I did the podcast not too long ago. How did I miss it?
How did I miss one? It was great though. That is awesome. That is such a great platform. I'm so proud of what Blake's doing over there. It's such a great idea. He's getting such positive feedback, and
I don't know how he's going to turn this episode into CPE, but if he does that, more power to you.
More to you, yeah. Good luck with that one.
We'll do better in future episodes, Blake. Sorry.
Just all you have to do is name all the the Drinky award winners for each category. That should be the question for each one.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that was the runner-up. But I thought our most unique episode, and so the winner of the most unique episode Drinky Award goes to the lost episode. Drink While You Think, from 2 different countries while you were in St. Lucia.
Oh.
I thought that was pretty unique. Like, right, you're there on kind of the beach. You were down in St. Lucia. We lost the episode for a little while. We couldn't find it somehow. And you and I are drinking, doing this crazy video podcast thing from two different countries. Yeah, that was a good episode.
I thought you were gonna go with I'm fine with that selection, first of all.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
What else
object
is
to your
something unique, something fun, different.
So I thought you were gonna go with the North Carolina episode when you and I filmed live outside that river, just because of the format. We were together.
That was 2020.
That was 2020.
That was in fall of 2020. I was doing the same thing. We were really kind of stuck this year. Like it was COVID, right? So there wasn't many chance to get out of the.
Well, and we never, the real lost episode was the one we did at Three Taverns when the audio was so bad we couldn't get it out.
Oh, that's right.
So that would have been up there.
That would have been cool. That's exactly what I was going for, though, was those kind of episodes where it's like not just you and I talking from our houses or backyards.
The lost episode. Yeah. Please go back and watch the lost episode.
It's a short one. It's a short, quick one. Yeah. But people can go back and take a look at that one. I think they'll enjoy that. That was our winner.
Beautiful St. Lucia.
Hopefully, and we've got a little bit of travel coming up here. I think we're about to kick off the year with some potential drink while you think type, maybe even collab episodes that could be from the road. So we may get someone early for the awards. Here for 2022.
That would be kind of cool. What's the next category for you?
Next category. This is called the craziest story of the year category. Otherwise known maybe just I like the we can't make this shit up story award. And so this was hard.
I don't even want to guess what this is.
This was tough. So this one didn't quite make it, but I thought about it. But I'm like, it's still
honorable mention.
Honorable mention. That Miss Excel TikToker making 6 figures a day. I'm like, what? That just like,
yeah.
I almost needed to dig into it more, like to figure out how real.
I still don't believe that shit.
It just doesn't seem. So I didn't feel good about putting them on the podium. The honorable mention, you're kind of there, and you got it there. But
yeah.
I'm going to do our runner-up on this one. On the We Can't Make This Shit Up award is Flowcast launch of their TV network. That's the runner-up award right after their $110 million raise. I mean, partly because it's so strange and actually one of my favorite.
And I want to watch it so bad.
I know it. I don't want to watch it too. And it spurred on one of my favorite conversations we've had. One part of our segment was Dave Emmerman. When we started getting into talking about like all the stuff we would do with $110 million, I mean, that was our last one we filmed in the year, so our numbers aren't that high on that one. People need to go back and listen to that section right there. I think it was hilarious. I thought that was one of our funniest. Like
what Dave and us are talking about.
Oh my
with
gosh!
$110 million venture money. Yeah.
It almost reminds me of like someone writing for that show, Silicon Valley, or just what's the most outrageous thing you could do. But it was kind of funny doing it from an accounting perspective, right? And so that was, but it still is like, man, you guys launched a TV network. So that, congrats to Flowcast for we can't make this shit up.
Honorable or first runner up, yeah.
Yeah, and then the winner, I think it still is like the fact that congratulations for your award. The Drinky goes to Pilot and your $1.2 billion valuation. I mean, right?
I don't know how to explain that one.
Do that?
I mean, God bless Wasim. I hope you took money off the table.
Dude,
like that's just like
that's my biggest hope. Yeah.
Like just
Smart.
And I hope you change the world too. But like
I do too.
Holy fucking jeez. $1.2 billion.
Congratulations on the We Can't Make That. Yeah.
A top 10 accounting firm. Yep.
Unbelievable. That's the craziest story of the year.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're okay with those. Okay.
Oh yeah. Pilot, $1.2 billion. Yeah. Valuation. Well, worth more than Grant Thornton probably. Yeah. That's fine. Sorry, Grant Thornton.
Okay. 2 more awards. And this one celebrates you.
Oh, the most Matthew like?
This is the most Matthew award. And for listeners, watchers, what this means is, again, Matthew is a quirky dude. He's a quirky dude. I want to celebrate his quirkiness here because especially he has never, ever been given any information ahead of time for anything with these shows. So you were getting completely unfiltered Matthew with a little bit of alcohol in the system. So, I mean, you're getting it. So I wanted to celebrate that. There's some quirkiness there. And so there's a bunch of little things here and there. Usually dogs are barking, all kinds of stuff. It just, you've always got weird funky things happen. I wanted to get it down to 2. I thought just to me, the most Matthew of Matthew things was in the runner-up spot for the most Matthew award for the Drinkies goes the fact that you rated the Pabst Blue Ribbon hard coffee a 4.5 rating and you loved it. What are you, I mean,
dude, that Pabst Blue Ribbon hard coffee, like you could drink all day, dude. Like it is like, I had that I brought that to tailgate.
I know.
Like, I was like, man, this could be bad, except for it's not that bad on alcohol content, so it's okay to go. But like, sorry, I'm gonna stand behind that 4.5.
I know. Well, I mean, just I'm telling you, Matthew's an interesting guy. I mean, it's just a.
Oh, I thought this was going to be a guest that was most Matthew like. Okay, this is most
I could do that.
Moment.
I mean, that'd be Scarano probably all day long.
Yeah,
he could very much.
That's where I thought you were going here. Okay, what was my winner moment then?
There's just no doubt about it. The winner moments. So Matthew is the most Matthew award. When I look back at 2021, the Drinkies got to go to the episode of you being the numbers savant.
Oh yeah, that was I was gonna guess. Like when you made me pick the lines of the games.
All the games, but then I made you pick things like guess the total number of active CPAs in the US. And you came within like, I mean, you guessed like, oh, I don't know, 750,000. It was like 680,000, right? It was like, and then I made you guess number of cash transactions. I know the amount of transaction volume in the United States, it's actually done in cash, and you were like a couple percentage points off, and you sat there and we were like doing the whole thing. I just sat there laughing, like watching you go through the math. It was just like, and I don't think people understand, like this happens all the time. There's I don't know if I've ever, when it's a numbers thing or a logic thing, you've never gone like, man, I don't know. Or like, even I'm going to Google that. It's like, no, let me just think through this thing for a minute. And you just got this. That was if people want to understand what it's working like with Matthew, go back and watch the numbers savant episode. There were some other ones in there. I think we'll think about we had some weird things happen on the podcast this year for sure. Whether it was my dog throwing up on the floor in the middle of one, Scott Scarano, trying to pretend like we were being sponsored by his Zero Vape, Zero Vape, showing us all of his toys or whatever in the background, the thing. It just was we had all kinds of funky stuff there. But let's get to our final episode, our final award, our final drinky to give out today. And this was for our favorite guest. And I'm going to read through all the guests. It's like, wow, kind of
2021.
Yeah, 2021.
Okay.
And go through these. So, okay. Trevor McCandless, Fusion CPA. Great episode. Like, go back and that one's a great one to kick the year off with. He is hilarious. We laughed probably a ton on that one. Kelvin from Helm. Oh man, there was some good stuff there with talking about crazy rodeos and things up in Canada. Ryan Bance of Chargeover. I mean, so much of our beer this year came from Ryan and the Chargeover crew. That was great. Twyla, we had this whole like northern, like Canadian kind of group there. So Twyla from Fresh Books was on with us. Jason Ackerman. Jason was on. I think we talked a lot about Scott and kind of just the stuff they were doing on their podcast and him and his dad. Marcus Meir. Marcus was on there. So you were gone a couple of them. So I did Jason and Marcus back to back. That was the one on Marcus's. I was doing a weird Ed Orgeron like voice, trying to like imitate Coach Ed Orgeron. I mean, that was getting kind of weird.
That was a stretch.
Yeah. Patty and Scott, obviously from our most popular episode. I feel like are no longer guests anymore. Now they're team members, but they were great. Scott being on, that's just a whole lot of like, that may have been the quietest you've ever been in an episode when Scott was on.
Scarano?
Yeah. Because he was just shot out of a cannon, man. He was going for it. As he always does. Then you had Ryan Lozanis on. Ryan was
Oh,
on.
I did Ryan without you.
You did, yep.
Yeah.
You turned the tables on me. Ryan was on there.
Continue the Canada streak there.
That's right. Tons of Canada on there. Kristen Keats and Martin Mole were on from Breakaway. That was great. We kind of went deep dive.
Oh yeah, we went all Anderson on that one.
All old Arthur Anderson, a bunch of us in our 20s all together at Arthur Anderson. Blake, the Earmark episode when he kind of launched that was great. And then Dave Emmerman was Zero, which was hilarious as well too. So we had some great lineup of folks there. So
I know one sticks out to me.
I know one sticks out to me too.
Okay.
I, in fact, the way I did this was I'm like, it's kind of a cop out. I'm giving everybody else in like you're going in the,
honorable mention, second place.
You're all tied for second place. My favorite still this year was Twyla with,
that was mine.
Was I yours too? We actually agreed with all these. So congratulations, Twyla. Your episode was you're our favorite guest of the year.
Well, I mean,
Drinkies.
To be candid, we got really real on that episode. Like, we're pretty real.
Yeah.
But like, she talked to us about her kiddo, and it was, oh man, yeah.
It was great. I went back and looked at that one. It's the most I've looked back at the episode, and that one just made me smile because actually that one had our broadest range of emotion by far.
Yeah.
Like
we've never made a guest almost cry before, I think.
And we were all that way. We were like a little emotional at times, but also having fun on there. And she's just an incredibly intelligent and thoughtful person. So she's just interesting, right? What she's doing. I mean, she's touched so many things in the industry. So that was just a great one. That was a real highlight, I think, for all of us. Everybody was. It makes me, it made me really happy to go back and hear all those names and look at all those faces again when we did that. Cause I'm like, oh, these are all of our friends, like, right? That was just cool that we got to do that during the pandemic and still catch up with people. Made me happy, but they all got second place to Twyla. So
yeah, I think Twyla could have made that an argument for the like most different episode that we've ever had. Whatever
it was very different.
Yeah, I like.
It's funny. As soon as I kept watching each one of them, I'm like, oh, but I like this one too. Like, I mean, yeah, I was cracking up, and I look back at stuff with Trevor. And Jason Ackerman, the Scott episode. I mean, people hear him all the time on, Sons of CPAs, but the guy's just entertaining, right? Entertaining and unfiltered. So it was just a lot of fun with this. So those are our drinkies. We'll see if we keep this up. I think we got to keep it up every year. It's kind of fun thinking back. For me, it was a good retrospective on all of our episodes. I encourage.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, listeners should go back and take a little listen. So congratulations to all the Drinky Award winners. You've won really just our cheers to you is what you get. So as we're doing that, let's do some rankings.
All right.
So let's see here. Let me pull up. I would have liked to have seen more people this year connect with us on good old Untappd.
I'd rather them subscribe to the YouTube channel.
That's true. We'll take that as well too.
I love the Untappd for us that we record how much we consume, but other than
I do. It's a little scary sometimes when you see that. So I had the Bow Girl, I guess the Bohemian Girl they call it, the Bow Girl Pilsner. It's actually I think it's a really good Pilsner. I had their other beer before and I wasn't as crazy about it. I'm going to give this one, I'm going to go 4 on this one as a Pilsner. I liked it. I didn't really want a Pilsner today. I wanted something a little bit different, but that's okay. It was refreshing and good. Yours is the
Cocoa
Cafe. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
See if I don't know if we've already rated it.
We have not. I checked. We
haven't.
We have not had this one before. So these are two newbies.
I don't think I've had this one before. So I just am biased, but 4.5.
Whoa, coming out hot. I like it.
It's just both of the ones I have in the fridge, I've been waiting for a month to drink.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I'm very excited about this one though. This was the one. This is gonna be better than the other one. The other one's kind of a coconut base, which is always a crapshoot for me.
Okay.
But this one's pretty nice, pretty solid. 4.5.
Nice.
Start off the year.
Look at us. Our average. When I looked at our overall average, we'll finish it up with this, on, let's see, is of all beers that we've consumed, I think we are at 3 points. We're around 3.7 is kind of where we are from an average perspective. So the fact that we're starting off the year with a 4 and a 4.5, hey, good
Well,
sign for 2022.
I tell you what, we're also getting better at picking beers to drink. Like
We do.
we're getting more selective, and we're
Yeah.
picking better beers, and we're off of the, bring in the average beers in.
One thing I did notice too is interesting is we have been good about, I think it's 92% of the beers that we've consumed on this have all been net new beers. Like, right. We haven't gone like.
I've tried to be intentional with that.
Yeah.
I go to the Candler Park Market down here in the street, and I peruse for like a new beer. I found another, I've got another place from one of my brewer friends that he told me to go to. So I'm going to go there and start picking out my singles and go from there. So
that's the way to do it. We're trying to be educational, informative to people, right? We're giving you some things to think about if you're a beer fan. So anyway, well, cool. Fun with the drinkies, and
congratulations to all the winners.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Congrats, Twyla. I think you're the only external winner. Everybody else is.
The rest are just crazy, nonsensical moments and random beers that we sent alike. So anyway, but cheers, everyone. Great to hope you have a good 2022, and I hope to see you here at Drink While You Think.